Speaking of jerk offs. Time for another episode of Gutter Games with you.
Seconds. Go on.
Mere seconds.
Some of this commercial for Woolworth.
Woolworth?
Woolworth. Oh,
What is this, 1987?
Yeah, that's what it is. It's like a commercial from like probably the 70s, to be honest. It's like the plastic mask and like that.
Yeah, the rayon suits that caught on fire, so your kid could go up like a little human torch.
Yeah, and one of the ones they're featuring is the $6 Million Man.
Oh, hey, well, that alone, that costume, yeah.
Okay, so that's what it was, man. It was it's your vehicle fire button. That's what was Unbound.
Oh.
And that is technically what the Super is.
That is fucking weird.
Which would be understandable that I couldn't find my bike either.
Right.
I don't know how it came unbound, but
but it did. That's weird as shit.
Hey, you know, it's figured it out.
We are live. Almost.
Motherfucker going super.
This one.
Oh, that finished one.
That one. Something blew up. That's sad. Yeah, it is.
Hello.
Alright. Well. Just about ready. And if I head forward to the right spot, we'll be on button 3, 2, 1. Live from the scariest place on earth.
The skankiest place on earth.
Ooh, and skanky.
It is so skanky.
The G2B basement. Guys, games, and beer!
Woo!
Ah, Monday.
It's the most.
It's yeah, so we are actually doing
It's
it Monday because why are we doing the show on Monday?
Because I gotta hand out candy for trick or treat, and drink hot cocoa and peppermint shots.
It did sound actually good. By the fire while you're handing out candy.
Yeah, and create a nice fire, and
I am not sad that I got that shit out of the way yesterday.
Well,
because I was already sitting at home in my underwear, so
well, tell me you did not answer the door.
Come on, the kids.
No.
Not once.
No.
Definitely never happened.
My village demanded a few years back.
Demanded
that you wear
pants.
pants.
Always be on Halloween and always in some portion at night.
Ah, that's pretty cool.
That's actually a good demand.
So.
Yeah, and that Larry had to wear pants.
Right.
Specifically Larry.
Yeah, I could never. Well, if it's just Larry, then I could live in your town.
Yeah, that's right.
I'd be good to go.
I've got some special candy for all the single mothers.
I don't know why they hate on. I don't know why they hate on kilts like that, but
Hey,
you gotta wear pants. Oh.
Bastards. Weird. You're playing with your hair at the end of the table. Yeah, but not where you can see it.
Yeah.
below the table right now, he is making a faux bouffant.
That's right.
Below the table.
All right, so we probably should do beer cards.
I was just checking to make sure that we weren't transmitting a black screen on Facebook.
No, I did not check Facebook.
It looks good.
Yeah, we're good on Facebook. Yeah.
Okay, so it's just the sending thing that is totally off. Okay, that's fine. Don't get your pubes in a twist. Not like that one. Oh,
Too late.
and 3, 2, 1, and
Da-da-da-da.
beer court in high definition.
Hey.
For once.
Now in HD. Simulcast in Spanish.
Larry, what are we doing for beer court tonight?
We have whatever that word is at the beginning.
Wisconsin.
Like
French
Wisconsin.
for yes.
Okay, a red ale from Central Waters Brewing Company. And I went with red because it was like Halloween and like blood and blood red, so that's kind of the Halloween tie-in.
Works for me.
So,
Look, it's
you
beer.
know.
You could have tied it in any way you wanted to. I would have been fine with it. It's beer.
I mean, it's a red ale, so it's probably fine.
Ale, sun, earth,
All right.
and sky.
With
Is
its
this a
mellow
chicken
multiplayer
fight?
and
Is this-
subtle flowery note, Wisconsining gets its name from the Algonquin word for the Wisconsin River, or Red Stone River, featuring a range of caramel malts, a mild biscuit sweetness, and a warm, rich mahogany color.
Ooh.
Nice.
Where you can sit with your many leather-bound books.
Right.
Ooh,
Right.
that's-
Rich mahogany.
Smells of.
What do you say this is on the cap? A chicken's foot?
No, it's a
I thought that
crane.
too.
A
crane's
crane foot?
How the hell you tell the difference
Bird
between
balls.
those?
Smells red.
Tastes red.
Tastes red.
Ooh, tastes like blood.
Sorry, I don't get the mahogany notes though.
I don't know what
I haven't-
mahogany is
yeah,
supposed to
yeah,
smell
really.
or taste like. So
Did you get wood?
I'm just gonna defer to your judgment on that.
Have you chewed on some mahogany?
Well,
lately?
exactly.
I gotta say, I'm usually not a fan of reds. Sounds pretty good.
That's not bad. Yeah, it's not bad at all.
Yeah. It doesn't punch me in the throat with bitterness at the end like most reds usually do.
No, it's got a really smooth finish now that you
Yeah.
mention it. I mean, there's really nothing on the end of it.
Yeah, which I'm for. I'm for that.
So,
Pretty good.
you know, I almost got kind of like no opinion. It's like,
Oh, you know something? It's not.
It's
There's
like,
nothing special about it. It's well done, but
yeah,
nothing special about
that's
it.
kind of where I'm at. It's just
If
like,
and like you're in Wisconsin, like you could get yourself another good like red ale. Like I, 10 times to 1 prefer a fixed gear over this.
right,
Yeah, like in Lake
way
Francis.
to pull the sponsor though.
Oh, sorry. We got a sponsorship.
Wait, which way do you mean blow? And who's the
I
sponsor?
mean, if you mean blow like sucking Lake Front's dick, then I'm all on that.
Oh, if they'll sponsor us, yeah, we're all on our
We
knees.
will slob all over that knob.
But yeah, I mean, like it's well done. I like reds in general, so
Yeah, I do too. You know, it's something like a little sweet or something, but you know, I like. I'm really getting into the darker side of life after trailing through the IPAs for a few years. You know, it's like, all right.
Always
It's like,
look on the dark
Side
side
of
of
life.
I was trying to think of like a dark demonic noise. That was the best I could come up with.
like an evil duck.
Yeah, that was
It's the-
really poorly done.
It's
and I'm
the
sorry.
mirror universe version of the Aflac duck.
like an emo duck.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Ah.
Aflac.
But again, yeah, it's
It's
not
okay.
bad. It's okay.
It's well done for a red ale. But again, it's one of those things like, hey, if it's there, I would. If it was like in a cooler sitting somewhere with a bunch of other random beers, there's a pretty good chance I would pick one up.
Yeah, you know,
But I wouldn't go into it.
No, I'm just gonna give it a thumbs up. I would drink this. It doesn't. What was the APV on this? Do we know?
I do.
Nobody knows.
I'm gonna bet it's not that strong.
I bet
Yeah.
it's not.
Oh,
Yeah, it
man.
doesn't feel like
Guys,
it's-
Games Agree has been going for 5.5 years, and we haven't done a musical episode yet.
Oh.
We've done a lot of music though. We have written a
Yeah,
lot of our
we
own
have.
original tunes.
That's true.
Wow, they are just being really coy on that.
Yeah, I don't see it anywhere on the label. All right,
Well,
well,
it's saying forever.
I'm still gonna bet. I'm still
Oh
gonna.
wait. Oh no. Well, here's the tour information.
Huh. Well, I'll be damn. Oh.
All right, so what do we got? Two middle of the road, 3 up. So not. Larry's got.
Mostly. Yeah.
Larry's got 3/4 chubby going.
Yeah,
There.
yeah.
So
You know, I would order it.
Yeah, well that's it.
Yeah,
I would order
that's-
it. I mean, I can see drinking this in a bar. It probably again probably not high alcohol. It got decent taste. It again goes back down to it. Something I can drink. If it's not the only beer I want to have all night, I can drink something afterwards, and this isn't going to kill my taste buds. All right, Judge Rob, pass verdict on this beer.
Charge 1. Red communism. Guilty.
Oh hell yeah!
You're one red damn ale. Charge 2. Oh, being a Frenchie. Also guilty.
Not really Algonquin
However,
after reading the bottle.
yeah, I wasn't listening.
Yeah,
However,
that sounds about
Trying to learn you something.
I will not learn.
I refuse. refuse.
I refuse to learn.
Part of my life is over now.
So, I find you guilty of both charges and sentence you to
Two.
drinking!
Wait a minute. Hi, Tegan.
Hi.
Hi, Ryan.
All right.
Hey, Benja. Hey, Baker. Baker.
Baker?
Baker.
Baker?
He was talking about the orgy plans.
Yeah, he was. He also kind of likes your hair, dude. Just saying right now.
Both sets.
Yep. Yeah, he did. He did.
I do. I feel like I said, I take this off and I feel like I'm a superhero. I have my, my superpower being drunk. But still.
Well, there's a skill to that.
Okay, so Rob, what are we actually talking about tonight?
True. Tonight we are going to be talking about the Halloweenies, the scary games that we have played. We'll keep it kind of open for them. It's games, so you can talk about a board game if you would like.
If somebody would like to
somebody
talk
would
about
like
a board
Sexual
game.
games.
This actual game. Wow.
Oh, just scared the shit out of Tegan. Good call.
Way to go. Way to go.
I'll open up the forum here. So I've been a really big fan lately of stuff that's not 100% scary. It's almost it's spoopy. It's comedic. It's supposed to be scary, but it kind of misses the mark. So I had actually heard about this game from my wife. She played it all the time as a kid, and it is a VHS board game from the 90s called Nightmare. And I knew about VHS board games, and like they had a big stand in the 80s, 90s. And I'd never really played any of them.
I heard of a billion of them, and I've seen them at every rummage sale, but I'd never played one.
Yeah, it really. So basically, the premise of this game, and I found out that there's a base game and then 4 expansions. So apparently, it did decently well. So the base game, you have a VHS tape that is 60 minutes long, and it basically has kind of like the narrator of the game. It's called the Gatekeeper. So your job is you're supposed to be going around this graveyard collecting keys so you can kind of unlock the gate at the center of the board before time runs out. And you're kind of playing with the other people to survive, but you also want to be the one that wins before the 60 minutes are up. But the Gatekeeper will basically modify the rules during the game as you kind of play, and he'll basically say, hey, you'll get trapped in a black hole, or you'll have to do certain challenges. But there's a really, really interesting kind of interactive aspect to it, where you have to like answer to him and call him like, yes, my Gatekeeper, when he asks for you. Otherwise he punishes you. What?
The Gatekeeper's on the videotape?
He's on the videotape, and he basically talks on the screen. And he basically punishes you if you don't answer to him, and he has you play.
How does he know?
Play these challenges. You don't have to like enforce it between your friends. You have to like kind of call each other out. Like, yeah, you didn't complete that in time. But it is very ridiculous because it's pretty fast paced. Like you have to like roll a hand off the die, roll off the hand off the die, and just keep going back and forth. And it gets like really hectic and like crazy. Like, give me the damn die. Whose turn is it? Blah blah blah. And it's like 15 minutes in, it just evolves into chaos. Like it's just. But it's also like a little bit scary because he's like a really like offsetting guy, but it's also really fucking corny, and it just like gets some pretty good laughs. It doesn't have a ton of replayability value because again it's static on a VHS.
That's why you gotta buy the other 4.
The other 4 is expensive. I got the second one, and the second one was a little too crazy for me. Okay, so the first one I had this guy called the Gatekeeper. He started as like this normal good guy in a cloak, and he kind of became like more zombified and undead as the 60 minutes went on.
Yeah.
But the second one started a rock and roll zombie called Baron Zamidi. And he was just like fucking. This is like a fucking acid trip. Like he has you like sing and go like zip doop bop biddy boop bop bop bop. Like has you fucking like scatting in the middle of the game. It's much more on the comedy side of it, but it's also like.
You say scatting?
It's also like borderline racist.
Yeah,
I
have no idea. It's really fucking crazy. So I tried the second one, and
sounds like it really is fun if you have a few in you.
Yeah, it's great. It's great to play in a low lit room with a couple of drinks and get lit up. It's a very weird. It's seriously. I've tried that game a couple of times, and now I've bought like other VHS games just because I thought they were so like insane and crazy. Like, I got a Star Wars one because of it.
Yep.
Yeah, it was.
Did you get
I got
did
Clue.
you get the Clue?
Yeah, I got
Wow.
Yeah, so I legitimately like that was my gateway into these like cheesy 80s and 90s VHS games.
It's gateway drug.
It's like 20%
VHS.
scary, 80% hilarious. You know?
Now I have to ask. So what you're finding is like they've been converted over to digital files now. I take it.
They're all on YouTube.
They're all on
basically.
YouTube.
Oh, nice. So
basically.
you can actually.
I have the
whole game?
VHSs, but it was like legitimately the second time I popped into play, the VHS got like eaten up a little bit. I was like, I'm just gonna fucking play it on YouTube. Screw this.
Well, that makes sense to do that, but you still almost got to buy the original though to get the board. Right?
Yeah.
Yes.
And, you
Yeah.
know,
And well, like so, like with Nightmare, the first one you get the main board set and everything, and then the second, third, and fourth ones they have like the tape for the, but it also has new
So
cards.
the board's the same, just a different VHS.
No, not just a different VHS. It has different like event cards and stuff.
Oh, okay.
So like basically some of like game stuff depends on time. Like at 20 minutes and 9 seconds, do this, or like so you get different cards that trigger at different times. So. Yeah, it's pretty interesting, and I highly recommend them. They're not like super cheap, but they're not really expensive.
Yeah.
And
You
again,
can still find it
Yeah,
pretty
it's
readily.
yeah, they're pretty.
Halloween video I had, but
Yeah, I highly recommend.
Let's
Like,
switch.
it's fun to play with a group of friends.
last
It's a
time.
good night of amusement.
All right.
It's worth the $30-$40 for sure.
Okay, who wants to go next?
Well, I don't know if it's the scariest game or
Okay.
whatever.
Actually, I
But-
see one game that you got there. That one.
Well, I'm going to talk about Gloom
Okay,
first.
Talk about
okay?
Gloom first.
Not necessarily the scariest, but I don't know what he's doing over there. The command control has gone
He's drunk.
crazy.
Yeah, it really did. Wow. It's like, what the hell? Stop drinking, Rob. Stop
We
drinking.
almost have like a what?
It was supposed to be a
technical
Halloween roll.
difficulty.
Okay, that's okay. I
Didn't work out.
do love the choice on the eyes, though.
Yeah. Oh, that one.
Yeah,
That was okay.
the generic.
The other one was not.
Yeah, the emergency beer.
The emergency.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
So, but for Creep Factor, the artwork in that on this game is pretty awesome. I mean, it's like you got an insane clown, and I know you probably can't see it.
Awesome.
Is there a pot? Oh, dang it!
Ah!
I was gonna word it.
You
in the
two, you two tripped over each other on that one.
So, like the creepy clown, and basically the game. If you haven't played it, and you've probably seen it, it's been out for a while, and but if you haven't picked it up, kind of looked at it, maybe it might be interesting. Basically, the game premise is you have a family of really weird, strange people, and you're trying to have them all die in the most saddest way possible. And other people in the game are trying to like make your family happier. So you're giving your family awful things to do, and really unfortunate things, and everyone else is giving your family good things to do, and so that's why the cards are translucent. If you ever wonder why they're translucent, because you play over other cards.
See, and I thought this was a cool idea for a game.
So when you put something down, someone else puts.
I'm gonna actually hold these up because I do want people to see the artwork, and I want to show them this the way it works. Let's see. Yeah. So you start with a base card, and the artwork on the cards is really cool to start with. And then when you put a card over it, it changes the value of the cards. Now, I've seen this done with a couple of games besides this, but it's a really cool concept using translucent cards like this. When you modify the card, instead of ending up with this big stack running down the table, they just stack on top of each other, and each one is set up to change the card you're using.
And just sort of line up with the other one and cover up different other pieces, It's a lot of, the game mechanic becomes fairly easy, but it is always sort of creepy in it. And it's worth it. They did, at least the first couple times you play it, it is interesting to actually read like what the cards are. For example, this one is Growing Up Without Grace. And death becomes you. Hurry it up. They got little quotes and things on them and stuff. And it's just kind of a creepy concept, creepy game, creepy artwork, So it's just, so I thought this one was.
That is actually a good creepy game to go to. But before you jump to your next game, hi Alex.
Hi, Alex.
Even
And,
Hi,
so as an honorable mention.
and this is a good honorable mention.
And we have 3 pillars. And
Oh yeah, they were on the show.
Yes,
yes,
been on the show a couple times.
Nice job.
basically, this game is you solve mysteries or investigate paranormal activity and it's based on what this team this was created by a team of paranormal investigators.
Right, who had a show on, what was it, the Learning Channel?
Yeah.
On the Learning Channel. These guys are really cool.
And so they took the cases they investigated as the basis in the game. So when you're talking about like Lizzie Borden's house and different things like that, you know, they got
All places they've been.
All places they've been, and stuff they've sort of seen there kind of pops up. So
Right, so now, and I'm going to use this as a tie-in to where we're going to be this weekend. So we met these guys 2 years ago at...
GameholeCon.
That's right.
Yep.
GameholeCon in Madison, Wisconsin, which is a great place for tabletop and board gaming and card games. A lot of new games coming out there. And again, they introduced it 2 years ago there.
Yep.
And have done really well with it. They were there again last year.
They had a couple expansions last year.
Came out and had a couple expansions. They've been on the show a couple times. Just Google them through our show, and you can find they've been on a couple episodes with us now.
But obviously, you know, that one's one of those games. I think board games can be kind of hard to be, you know, scary. You know, but they can be creepy in your head, right? So when you read the cards and you start thinking about them and stuff, that's where the creep factor starts happening. I mean, there's obviously other games we could have mentioned too, but you know, it's not like they're going to be scary; they're going to be creepy. You know.
That's a very good point. You don't get startled scares.
Well, yeah, I mean they can't get jumps. It's very hard to get jump scares from a board game.
Right, but it can draw a creep. It can create a creepy scene in your mind.
Yeah, which does start to get you. I mean, you start to this imagery or like an Arkham horror where you know, everything you're looking at has got that weird, creepy artwork to it, and it's just like kind of seeps in your head a little bit, you know.
Yeah.
So.
All right.
Well, speaking of Arkham Horror, one of my favorites is Mansions of Madness.
Oh.
I started with the second edition. I haven't played any of like the first edition scenarios or anything like that. But like, it's a good game. It's set in the same universe as Arkham Horror, the H.P. Lovecraft type shit, and the app.
Description ever.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's accurate. The app has like this ambiance to it, like it's got like the thunder cracking in the background and the creepy noises and stuff like that when you're running the game.
So it's a board game, right?
It's a board game with a tablet
phone
phone
or tablet app. Yes.
Oh.
It's a computer.
Does it have an iOS app? I know they got Android on that.
Yes, they have iOS. They have Windows. I believe they also have Mac.
All right.
But I have I usually actually use my laptop because you can just download the companion app from the Steam store for nothing. You just have to buy the board game to go along with it. That's empty.
Damn.
So
now we're talking scary.
It's just a really good fun game. And a lot of the descriptions of the cards are spoopy and. If you lose the games, you're usually like being ripped apart by crazy townspeople and shit like that. It's just a good series. And that's coming from someone who's it's true. We are going to be ripped apart by the townspeople if we haven't already.
Yeah. Well, just go on our Twitch page. We're always ripped apart by the townspeople.
Well, that's true. That's true.
Did you have that ready?
No.
One
of these days I'm going to get the wrong game. One of these days it's going to happen.
Yeah. So it's just it's a good game, and I'm not someone who's like into scary or spooky stuff. It's just not. It's not my thing. That's fine. But I really enjoy the Mansions of Madness series. It's as much as a spooky H.P. Lovecraft game it is. It's also like a fun like scenario puzzle game, which I'm into. So.
Now, the Peanut Gallery has a suggestion, but I've never played this game, so I didn't really know that much about it to talk about it. But Fury of Dracula. Never played it. Anybody's played
No.
it?
So Alex, you're gonna have to give us more info on this one.
Yeah,
we have never played this one.
When I was looking at different games that are out there and stuff, one's just to get ideas and stuff, and just kind of see what's going on.
All right, Peanut Gallery.
And that one always pops up under the spookiest or creepiest board game. It pops up usually number one. So We probably checked that one out.
Did it? Okay, well,
It
yeah,
pops up
well.
a lot, yeah.
All right, well,
And it pops up as a good game, a good all-around game.
You saw that one.
Are you watching the feed?
No.
We are. Oh God!
You can't unsee that shit.
There's all sorts of shit you can't unsee on the feed.
And he's like rapping again.
Okay.
I think Rob found a new tool or something.
Yeah, Rob's having a good old time over there.
Ah, just doing my job for
Put
once.
this over here. Put this over
Since
here.
I don't get to re-edit it, I've gotta
Pop shit in here.
pop shit.
All right, well, I'm gonna go next then. I'm gonna go with a classic jump scare, Dread Halls. You know,
Early VR horror.
yeah, it was. I would say it's not the earliest
So
jump
it's a
scare
VR
one.
game.
It is a VR game. It's not the
Okay.
earliest
That's
jump
badass.
scare VR game, but it's
Well, it was one of the early popular ones.
Yeah, it
that really
really-
was like shown.
yeah, it showed off what you can do, and they've been really good about keeping it updated and keeping it going. I mean, there's still active development for it. I think you'll probably see
Does
it.
it get you?
What's that?
Does it get you?
Does it get you?
Does it get you?
Oh yeah, it'll get anybody. No, honestly, if
Yeah.
if you get a chance, watch the Dread Hall's jump scare videos. People freak the fuck out at this game. They do a really good
Yeah, all
job.
people.
They make you feel very claustrophobic.
Right.
Like,
They do a great job with spatial relationship. They do a great job with lighting effects. They do a great job with audio effects. And the audio effects in it are what really creeps you out. You know, because they'll use spatial audio, you'll hear things moving behind you.
It feels very like Amnesia inspired. Amnesia: The Dark Descent.
Yeah.
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 Oh,
you know,
yeah, okay.
Yeah. It's like, hey, we're gonna like. Amnesia was really popular at that time. Let's make a VR game out of it.
No,
I mean, it worked well.
it
but it's
does.
just-
It really does.
I mean, it's obviously not as pretty, or at least it wasn't as pretty, but
It's gotten prettier.
yeah.
It really has. They've done again. They've been doing fairly good updating on it, keeping it going. It's a really good jump scare. You know, and again, I know not everybody's into jump scares, but it's a good, straightforward. You wake up in a dungeon. You got to find your way through it. It's a procedurally generated. It's so it's always changing. It's fairly well done that way. It really is a dungeon.
Ah, that's really creepy.
It's a dungeon crawl. Oh, and yeah, there is creepy shit in that dungeon. And the problem is the dungeon is dark. You have
Fuck
a
that
limit,
little girl.
You have a limited range of vision. You turn
If I
around,
didn't come up,
you'll
I
hear
wanted to.
you'll hear shit coming behind you. I mean, it's a creepy game. They did a really good job on it. And again, they do enough stuff like Travis said. They make you feel claustrophobic in the game, which freaks a lot of people out. So they're already kind of stressed to start with, and then you throw a few good jump scares into that kind of effect. It's a good, effective way of doing it. And like you said, I think it's the first jump scare VR that really got big quick. There were other ones, but this one really caught on. And this goes back to the days of Oculus development. It came out during the development days. There was some I'm going to say pre-releases of it. And then they developed it and kept going, and now it's out. It's available on all your VR platforms, the Gear VR, the Oculus, the Vive. So you can find it on Steam. It's still available on Steam. They keep, like I said, they do a good job keeping
Probably
it
on
up to
sale
date.
right the second I was
It's
there.
always on sale on Steam. Let me tell you right now. Let's see how much it is on Steam right now. It is currently running for. They just updated it in March of this year. They did another update, and it's running. How much is it running right now? It's 25% off. You are correct. It's on sale. $7.49.
Yeah, that's cheap.
So yeah,
It was free.
well, yeah. When we were first started playing,
But
it was,
that is
yeah.
just being
They added
shithead
features and
playing
shit.
it.
Yeah,
they
they
give me
yeah.
hey, put features into it.
Features
Yeah,
and
they've
shit.
been doing a
Put
good
features.
job keeping it up to date. So yeah, no, that's
It's the end shit that costs you money.
yeah.
So,
well,
just funny side story on jump scares, right? So, recently went to Halloween Horror Nights at Universal, and you go through the mansions or the haunted houses and stuff, and of course you expect jump scares, right? And they got me. I mean, a couple times I was even out in the open in the scare zones, I was just walking along, kind of not paying attention, turn around, and the person right there, So they got me. They must go to scare school. And, so
Scare
and,
training.
but I expected all that. It was
Monster
Halloween
machine.
Horror Nights. Expected all that, right? So the next morning we go back, and it's just a normal day at Universal. And the first ride we go on is King Kong. We're gonna go Skull Island, King Kong. And so we're walking through. There's no line really. So we're walking through the queue. So just the line to walk up. There was a freaking jump scare in the line, and it totally got me. I mean, I didn't expect it. So then. The next day we go back and we're gonna do the same. We're gonna do the same ride, you know, and from now I'm ready for it. They have more than one people doing it, so I was ready for the first guy, but not the second one.
Oh my god.
Dude, that didn't belong there, man.
Yeah. I knew the first one was coming. That second one, you motherfuckers.
So in a line, it was a jump scare.
That's actually a good call. If you gotta wait anyways, you might as well
You
get
gotta
scared.
wait there.
Yeah, they get entertaining online. Like that's awesome. Let's switch it up. I do have to say, okay, so I played it probably about a week and a half ago because it kept fucking popping up on like every like Facebook feed and subreddit I was like on. But the free game Doki Doki Literature Club. Any of you guys played that or heard of it?
Nope.
Okay.
Something tells me I should be concerned.
Yeah, you should be. So basically, it is, and I'm not going to tell you a ton about it because a lot of why it's so involving is because you're not sure what's going to happen. But it's a free game on Steam, and it's kind of a riff on those like crappy Japanese romance novel things, the games or whatever, where you're like trying to romance high schools and shit. Right? But it
Romance
gives
high schools?
Yeah.
Rob knows my early college years.
Rob knows nothing about that.
No, yeah. Yeah, so basically it's only like 2 to 4 hour game, but it gets really fucking dark. Like, I made the unfortunate mistake of playing it while nobody was in the house. And it gets a little fourth wall breaking, and yeah, I was really just happy because my wife had messaged me and like she had like an event going on. She wanted me to join her work friends in a bar. And I was like, yes, I'm very happy to leave the house right now. But then I left the house, and I had like these images, like it was really fucking dark. Like I kind of get scared by jump scares. Like movies really don't do it for me. VR games kind of, but this just sat with you. This just like sits under your skin, and you're like, yeah, it's here. And like I kind of like took a break halfway through the game. And like I really shouldn't have. I really should have just played it through. Yeah, I legitimately got home and finished it because I was like, I have to like this has to make some sort of logical sense in my head. The part of the reason why it's so fucking like crazy is because it doesn't really make logical sense. But it's really good. It's free and it's again it's only like really realistically a 2 to 3 hour playthrough. And it's
Doki Literature Club.
yeah, it's fucking creepy. It is creepy as fuck.
Yeah, I love that cute graphic they give on it though.
Oh yeah, no.
Yeah.
And again, I honestly say the less you know about the game, the better.
All right.
Don't. I mean, it's still a good game.
But that being said, may not be appropriate for all ages.
Yeah, it definitely gives you a disclaimer. 13 plus. If you're like triggered by certain things, don't play. It tells you what. But don't play it. And I'm serious. Like it's fucking dark.
Oh, I love the fact they got these really cute, anime graphics going on. I mean, it looks like a dating sim.
Oh yeah, it's a dating sim. Yeah, it's supposed to be like a dating sim, but
it turns dark.
It's a fourth wall breaker for sure.
Oh, all right. Let's see, it's free, so I'm gonna add that to my little Steam library right now.
My Amiga friends. Yeah, it was redundant. You see that?
That was good.
Well, that was
That's
redundant.
pretty much all of us.
And so Peanut Gallery suggests Nightbreed. Anybody playing?
I remember Alien.
I thought that was an
The
adult
movie
film.
Night, was it based on the movie Nightbreed?
I don't know.
So Nightbreed was a really weird movie about basically demons living amongst people, and there's like a demon city and blah blah blah. There's the characters in it.
It's an Amiga game.
The images are kind of disturbing in the movie. It's kind of a Canadian movie. I think it's a Canadian movie actually.
Ah, that is disturbing. Oh wait.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
Hey.
Wow. Okay, that's
I've never seen Nightbreed. I played a lot of.
Yeah, it looks good.
I'm gonna bet. Is it bet? I gotta check that one. Is it based?
Yeah, it's based off the movie.
Yeah, okay,
The same
then-
title and the book Cabal.
Okay. Yeah. So basically, it's about demons amongst us, and again, there's like a demon city. Yeah, the movie. If you ever
I
get a
thought that
chance,
was They Live.
well, no, those are aliens amongst
Oh
us.
yeah.
If you get a chance to watch the movie Nightbreed, the movie was kind of creepy in its own way. So basically, this young teenager thinks he's homicidal and killing people off and blah blah blah, and you know it goes into the fact he's actually a demon, and it's got.
Wait, he didn't know he was a demon?
No, of course not. He's a young teenager. How would he know he's a fucking demon?
Well, I mean, most people kind of know what they are.
Not necessarily. Oh, and it is Clive Barker too. So yeah.
Wait,
So, yeah.
but I suppose, I mean, you know, they're the Shadow over Innsmouth guy didn't really know he was part of the fish people.
Exactly. See, there you go.
So.
Well, hold on. We're gonna say hi to a few more people. Hi, Jess.
Hi,
Mel.
Hi. Hello. Greetings.
Speaking of fourth wall, let's break it down right now and say hi to our people if they join us.
Again, we're suffering a Halloween hangovers.
Yeah, we really are. Yesterday was kind of a long day.
2-disc Amiga game. Oh boy, I gotta tell
That's
you.
too much.
I'm
Oh
out.
my god, a whole 2
I'm out.
discs.
Fuck that.
I do say, yeah, like I'm looking at the screenshots for this this night breed. The graphics look pretty sweet. It looks a little gory and gross.
Alex says he owns it.
Nightbreed?
Oh no,
He owns the Dracula
he
one.
owns the Dracula one.
Yeah, apparently that the Dracula one, the Furio Dracula, they reproduced it. Fantasy.
I'll download that one.
2006.
I'll try it. I'm game.
Are there any like truly scary games that you guys?
Oh, I was gonna go in.
I mean, we've talked about this.
I was gonna
before,
go into
but-
mine.
Alright, I'm
I'm
going
gonna go jump scare. though.
Good.
I'm gonna
No,
go
I'm good
into.
with that.
That was a good one, Tom. Anyway, I'm gonna go with. I got 2, but the first one I'm gonna talk about is Robo Recall, which is a VR game, and
It's very immersive.
yes, it's very immersive. The beginning of it just made me shit. Serious. Darlene said I screamed like a little fucking girl. Hey, have you played it?
Yeah.
So you know at the beginning,
Yeah.
you're sitting there and you're watching TV in the street. It's very realistic. It's like
The
realistic graphics.
details are very good in that.
So
game.
these
Actually,
robots
this
walk
is a-
up.
This is a
Oculus
VR
exclusive.
games.
Oculus.
So,
Oculus, yeah.
So you're watching. You're like in the street watching through, like a store window, a TV, and then some robots walk up. They're part of society. They're just kind of walking down the street, and a news report comes on. An emergency news report comes on talking about how robots are killing
Being
people.
defective. And,
Right, and the robots start out there like, well, that's terrible. I would never hurt a human. And then like the TV bugs out a little bit, and they're watching. And they're like, kind of sounds like a good idea. And they kind of twitch a little bit, and then they all turn and look at you, and jump on fucking top of you. I shit. I just went, because the tension's just building throughout this news story. The tension's just building and building and building, and all of a sudden, oh man, I shit.
It's a truly beautiful game too.
Yeah, it is. Oh man, I shit. I was just done. No, I was shitting. But the game's great too. I actually enjoy playing it quite a bit. But god dang, that one scene. If I was ever gonna have a heart attack from a game, I think that was gonna be it. And then number 2, darn it, get on screen here. You jerk.
Gotta take notes.
This multitasking.
Yeah, really. I gotta say the chat rooms are very busy tonight, so
Yeah.
it's hard to keep up with all of
Yeah, I'm
them.
watching the distracting usual bullshit.
On Twitch?
Yeah, it's
Oh, yeah.
hilarious. That's some funny shit though.
They do pretty good.
Alright, so the second one is a Commodore 64 game. And it's probably the first jump scare I ever remember having.
Wow.
And that is
You're
in
going
Rescue
back.
in Fractulus. The first time you land on a planet, and basically the idea of it is there's miners trapped on the planet.
Like
and
miners or under.
Or miners.
And there's miners.
Or minor.
What? It was
Minor
back when I
miners.
was. It was back when I was in high school. It's miners. There's a bunch of young
miners?
teenage Tetrises trapped on planets. No.
Wow, okay, no, those
No,
aren't miners.
no,
Those
no.
aren't miners.
No, different type of miner.
Back to
yeah.
romantic
Yeah.
high schools.
And you basically fly around. It was one of the first.
I was thinking more October Sky, but
It was also one of the first randomly generated games too. But you basically fly around and you pick up these miners and rescue them. But every once in a while, what happens is instead of a miner, a fucking alien shows up and bangs on the window of your Chip, and right in the middle of the screen, bam, bam, bam. Ah!
I did think of another
That is scary
game
stuff.
where you are. It's a video game and you rescue minors, and it's pretty scary. It's Michael Jackson's Moonwalker.
Oh!
Bravo!
Nice.
My
Loving
God.
it. Loving it. That was a good one.
That was actually a good one.
So, do you think that jump scares work better on computer platforms or video game platforms? Or do you think just in general
Jump
ambiance
scares
is
are better
creepy?
with
Creepy.
overall with the more technology you have. Like if it can be more immersive, like with VR or better graphics.
Oh, yeah.
Right, or better audio.
Better audio.
Yeah.
Which game
Audio.
is it? I'm trying to think of the newest game that it's a PC game, but it used audio very effectively to scare the shit out of you. But you know,
Simplest.
but here's
VR
the thing,
game.
Five Nights?
No.
Five Nights at Freddy wasn't bad, but there wasn't. That's not what I'm thinking of. It'll come back.
That
to
one
me.
wasn't
But
too bad.
but here's the
for a
thing:
jump scare.
when you have spatial audio again, when sounds pop up behind you, which you don't necessarily get when you have just a straight monitor speaker or whatever. When the audio starts creeping up behind you and you hear things clicking on behind you, it makes a world of difference.
Yeah, I do have to say for those kind of jump scares and things like that, it's better when you're more immersed. And for whatever reason that is, whether it's a good crafted world or better graphics and audio. But I do have to say, when it comes to creepiness, like there's two kinds of scary. There's the jump scary or gruesome scary, and then there's like the creepy kind of like underlying scary. I think that kind of creepiness can be done with a less.
Right.
Like Donkey Donkey Literature Club scared the fuck out of me, but it didn't really have a lot going for it. It was static text and images and stuff like that. Or they're, a good creepy novel or a board game. It can be kind of creepy without it having all these fancy bells and whistles.
That was the whole thing in Phantasmagoria
Oh my god, that game is good.
It's just creepy from beginning to end, but it's not like it's in a way there's nothing really happening, but
yeah, it's very
just
slow.
creepy, it just doesn't. And then at the end, of course,
Oh, sorry, I don't know.
Goes crazy at the end.
I mean, it's been 20 years, but I mean, nobody's really heard of it, so. I mean,
Go check it out if you've never played it. Go check it out.
Yeah, Phantasmagoria.
It's worth it. To
or
go
if you're
through
really fucking lazy, just watch somebody play it on YouTube.
Yeah.
It's
There you
still
go.
a really good experience. I would say, it's kind of a point and click adventure game.
Mm-hmm. Well, and it had the kind of neat hint system where they would at any time you could hit the hint of what you need to do next, and the first time you hit it, it would kind of have a cryptic riddle, and then the next time it would be a little less cryptic, and then the third time it would just tell you what you got to do. And it's just like, all right, stupid.
All right, dummy. We actually get to the good part.
Hi, man. Tom said.
Thompson!
Hey!
You're guaranteed to finish the game.
Yeah.
So.
That game was made by Roberta Williams, right? That was she made King's Quest.
I thought you were going to say Roberta Flack.
No, speaking of discs, that was 7 CDs.
Whoa.
7 CDs.
MS-DOS?
I don't remember if
Holy
we launched it
crap.
for DOS or not. But it was seven CDs. And I mean, it kind of makes sense. It was a lot of video. I mean, it was a lot of video,
I was gonna say Final Fantasy VII was 3, so.
Well, I mean, it was all like loading, like you would go to this part of it, and everything was digitized.
I'm
It
sure
was
Final
all,
Fantasy was more next. I had it for PC. It was like really.
But it was like 7 too. I mean, it was like Final Fantasy.
It was a
PC.
hefty package.
It was more efficient on the PlayStation.
Which is just weird.
But I think the reason Phantasmagoria was so much is everything was digitized. It was like digitized people.
Yeah, the graphics were pretty high res for the age.
I got to say another high because Penny actually dropped it on the show. Hey, Penny!
Hi, Benny!
Long time no see.
Hey.
That's the God's honest. All right.
What am I supposed to?
So,
do?
All right, well,
no,
that just killed
none of
it.
you,
Right.
none of you guys know Penny.
Yeah.
Penny worked with Mom at the credit union. With my mom at the credit union. Your grandma at the credit union.
Gotcha.
So, actually, no, I'm sorry, not Penny. Her husband did. But, yeah, but I know Penny and her husband from the credit union.
How's that memory doing, Tom?
Not well. Wait, let me have another beer.
Eternal.
I'm out of beer. Damn, I'm out of beer. Wait,
Eternal Darkness. Anyone? Eternal Darkness.
We've talked about it before the show. Very awesome. I own it. I have only played through probably about half of it. And it's really.
Who needs a beer?
I mean, it's
I
really
wasn't
fun.
going
Did
to
somebody
get up.
pull it up in the
Nobody
comments?
else
Or,
is going to. One.
did somebody pull it up in the comments? Or?
I'm sure
Yeah.
someone will.
Oh, yeah. Again, for the
yeah.
GameCube, I remember stories. I only heard about this game because of Justin. And like back, because he had it as a teenager, and
Yeah,
like
on the GameCube.
back in the days when we used to bum around in his parents' basement, it was like super fucking creepy because that was another game that kind of like broke the fourth wall with its scares. And like, I really think that Nintendo really should have made another one already, but they're kind of holding that IP close to their chest. I'm hoping they come out with another one for someday, but yeah, it had some really great scares to it that broke the fourth wall.
Thanks, sir.
It would, you know, pretend to change the channel on your TV and turn up the volume where you like walk into a room and everything was upside down and your controls were inverted, or crazy stuff where you'd walk into a room, your head would fall off. But yeah, so basically you'd manage like a health meter as well as a sanity meter. So as your sanity meter kind of decreased, all these other kind of psychological things would start happening to you throughout the game. And it was really cool, especially for the time. Like, this was, prime time, everybody still had those big flat CRT, or big, bulky CRTs, and you changed to channel 3 for your video game, and the fact that it would, like, try to change it back for you as kind of like a visual gag was just super friggin' awesome. Like, it's one of the coolest, like, experiences I think that anybody's done as kind of like a fourth wall breaking kind of thing for a video game. I really hope they make another one someday. I really do.
Wonder how well it's sold. I mean, that often is the determiner.
Yeah. Well, again, it did not sell well in its initial run. It, definitely became kind of one of those cult hits, but yeah, definitely did not sell well in its initial run. It took me a while to find one as well.
There will totally be a Kickstarter for it at some point.
Right.
We're gonna buy back the rights.
I don't know if it's only a cult hit.
Yeah, again, cult hits make it.
That's how it goes.
Yeah, they have so many. Yeah, it's a very low risk way to fund something like that.
That's why there's a Veronica Mars movie.
Oh!
I mean,
It
was a good show, and
Yeah.
from what I hear, it's a good movie. But like, it was a cult hit, and when they were like, "Hey, we kind of want to do a movie," people were like, "Shut up and take my money!" Like, seriously, those cult hits are always the ones that make the money on Kickstarter.
Okay.
Nothing.
All right, we
Nothing.
probably should start
All right,
wrapping
for
this
God's
up.
sake, we've got to wrap it.
Okay, but before we do, I do want to say one more time. This weekend, the 2nd through the 5th, we are going to be in Madison, Wisconsin. We're going to be at Gamehole Con. If you have not been to this particular convention, it's really a good one. If you're into tabletop gaming, indie games, just good classic D&D, this is the convention for you. I got to tell you, I honestly feel it's an up-and-coming Gen Con.
Well, and if for those that have watched the show before and has kind of followed us for a little bit, we normally do a lot of interviews and stuff, and we plan to do the same thing. But as we're actually running an event all weekend. You may have heard of Mech Day around here.
The infamous Mech Day.
The infamous Mech Day. Well, we're taking it on the road.
Bring it to
And we
Taking it to the streets.
Right. That's right. So we're going to be running Steel Battalions, 10 rigs, all weekend. So we're stepping our game up at Gamehole Con and going to have a really exciting event. So, the interviews you'll see, but you got to show up to experience the glory that is Steel Battalions in Linked.
Yeah. Yes. We'll have an open play sessions. We'll be teaching people how to play a few times a day. So we'll have we'll have a big poster up in the front hall with times. But basically every couple hours we're going to be doing training sessions and teaching people how to play. It's it's definitely got a little bit of a learning curve, but it's not hard. Like,
No.
really, I can like sum it down to like 3 sentences. Like, I show people like, oh hey, you've got these 2 sticks. These are your guns. Hit these buttons while they're flashing. That's really all you have to do. That's you can really kind of like learn to pick it up, and it's really cool. It's just like a very cool immersive experience. I'm really excited to show people how to play.
Yeah, it's a little daunting to look at the controller because they're like 40 buttons.
It's like the most complicated controller ever made.
But it really again the basic piloting sums up to like, hey, you have these 2 joysticks. Here are your guns. Hit these buttons when they flash.
Yeah,
that's really what it's about.
That is a good rule of thumb.
There's
flashing, push it.
So there's some you can kind of get into the nitty gritty, like hitting these overdrive buttons and like diverting power.
Right, turning off your life support to put more power into your system.
You can do all this fancy shit, but to run around and shoot people, it doesn't take a whole lot. So.
All right, so again, we will be at GamehoCon this coming weekend. That's the 2nd through the 5th. It's in Madison, Wisconsin. Again, great convention. If you haven't checked it out, you definitely need to check this one out. If you are into D&D, if you're into classic gaming, wow, this is the place to be. They've got so much cool stuff there, and their growth has just been explosive. This is only their 5th year, and every year they just have gotten that much bigger than the last.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we've been covering them for 4 years now. This is our 5th year, our 4th year with them. They've been doing it for 5, and cannot say enough good things about this particular convention. All right.
That was long. All right.
I'm sorry about that. They diverted me. They got off on the other
Yeah,
stuff.
but this is it. This is this weekend, so we got to talk about it now or never. Yeah.
Now, or next week,
or next year when we do it again. Continue, Rob. Take us out, Rob.
Somebody just came on called Chick-fil-A show. That was fucking funny, man.
Just call us the Chick-fil-A show.
Yes, best name ever. All right.
Okay, that is a really good. That is a really good handle, actually.
Yeah. All right.
Oh, and yes, we call it a Ben job too.
Yes, we do.
Crank a steel battalion into your game hole. That's from the peanut gallery.
Yeah, peanut gallery.
The peanut gallery is on fire tonight.
Yep.
And fuego.
Fuego. All right, so, well, you enjoyed this insane podcast or whatever the heck we're calling it now. Well, you can check us out at www.facebook.com/guysgamesandbeer, where we do all sorts of crazy crap every day. Lots of memes with kittens. Lots of kitten memes there. What? Not enough? All right, fine. Twitter. @GuysGamesBeer on Twitter, where there are free game giveaways on a regular basis, unlike Facebook, where we sometimes give away games.
Okay, that being said, we're doing the show on Monday. We normally give away a game on Wednesday. I'll give away a game on a Tuesday. So check out the show tomorrow, or check out Twitter tomorrow.
Switch it up
for a game. We're switching it
While
up.
Larry's handing out candy to children in a kilt.
No, remember, I gotta wear pants.
They told him he's gotta wear pants for just that reason.
Well,
apparently they hate kilts. I don't know the reason.
All right.
Still not enough.
I have no idea.
Still not enough for you at www.guysgamesandbeer.net, where all things Guys, Games, and Beer get posted. Thank you very much for watching. We will see you next Tuesday for the next episode, right back to our normal time slot. Bye.
Bye.
And where the heck did the pregame roll go? There it is! Yay!
Yeah! Found the thing!
That was good.
Yeah, that was
Look
alright.
at the peanut gallery.
Hey,
Fucking fire.
So, question
Holy
mark.
shit.
Question mark. Are we really gonna be back?
Well, no, we may have the show on, the episodes on, but that's okay.
Yeah, we'll probably do it Tuesday. I don't give a shit.
Okay. Because normally after GamehoCon we just run the roll.
Last year we got 3 weeks out of it.
Yeah, we did.
Shall we?
Yeah, baby.
Hey, did you see the guy who helped